Why home authority beats hustle culture. Always the laptop sat open on the kitchen counter, cursor blinking in an empty search bar. She'd been staring at it for 20 minutes, caught between the breakfast dishes and a question that wouldn't let her rest. What if the answer wasn't out there at all? The world kept telling her to hustle harder, scale faster, network louder. But standing there in her own kitchen, coffee growing cold in her hand, she felt something shift. Maybe the revolution wasn't in chasing what everyone else was building. Maybe it was in recognizing what she already had. She wasn't looking to escape her life. She was looking to reclaim it. For months, she'd scrolled through success stories that all sounded the same. Rise at 5. Optimize everything. Sacrifice now, live later. The hustle culture promised freedom but demanded everything in return. And somewhere in that noise, she'd started to believe that building something meaningful required abandoning the life she'd carefully built. But the truth was quieter than that. And it was sitting right in front of her. The mess on her kitchen table wasn't chaos. It was inventory. The routines she'd perfected weren't obstacles. They were systems. The knowledge she'd gathered through years of managing a household, solving daily problems, making things work, on a budget that wasn't ordinary. That was authority. Home authority. The kind that doesn't come from a course or a conference. The kind that comes from doing, fixing, creating, and solving, day after day, in the space where life actually happens. Part of her still felt guilty for wanting more, as if ambition had to disappear when motherhood began, as if choosing to build something for herself meant choosing against her family. The invisible rule hung there, unspoken but heavy. Good mothers don't want things for themselves. But what if that rule was just another story someone else had written? She thought about the women in her neighborhood, her online communities, the voices she heard in podcasts and comment sections. So many of them carried the same quiet expertise. Meal planning that could run a catering business. Organization systems that could transform someone's entire home. Creative solutions born from necessity that could help thousands of people. They just didn't see it as business. They saw it as survival. As ordinary. According to recent studies, small home-based businesses led by women are growing 40% faster than other segments. Not because of huge investments or fancy degrees, but because of clarity. Because someone finally realized that the skills they used every day had value beyond their own four walls. She opened a new document and started typing. Not a business plan, not a pitch, just a list of things she actually knew how to do. Really knew. The kind of knowledge that came from repetition, from failure, from figuring it out when no one else would. The list was longer than she expected. What would you have done in her place? The first idea came from a conversation she'd had 3 times that week. Other moms asking her the same question. How do you keep your kids' schedules organized without losing your mind? She'd built a system over years. Color coding, shared calendars, meal prep rhythms that actually worked. Nothing revolutionary. Just refined through necessity. She could package that. Not as some guru promising transformation, just as someone who'd solved the problem and could show others the path. But then came the doubt, the kind that whispers louder than failure. Who was she to charge money for advice? What if people thought she was pretentious? What if she put herself out there and crickets answered back? Maybe success just wasn't meant for someone like her. She closed the laptop, made lunch, helped with homework. The day moved forward like it always did. But the idea didn't leave. It sat there, patient, waiting for her to come back. That evening, after the house finally settled into quiet, she opened her phone, not to scroll, to search. She typed, home-based business ideas for moms. The results flooded in. Thousands of articles, millions of voices, all saying the same thing in different words. Start small, start now, start with what you have. The algorithm knew. It had been watching her hover over these questions for months. One video caught her attention. Not because of the thumbnail or the promise, but because the woman speaking sounded tired. Real tired. The kind that comes from actually doing the work, not just talking about it. She wasn't selling a dream. She was sharing a decision. The woman said something that landed. The biggest mistake I made was waiting for my life to look like someone else's before I started. Your authority is in your actual life, not in the life you think you should be living. She smiled. Not because it was easy, but because it was finally clear. Home authority wasn't about having all the answers. It was about having the right questions and the willingness to figure them out in real time. It was about building from the ground up, literally from the ground of your own home, using the resources and knowledge already at your disposal. Hustle culture wanted her to buy into scarcity, to believe that unless she was everywhere at once, grinding every moment, sacrificing sleep and sanity, she couldn't compete. But home authority operated on a different frequency. It said, depth beats breadth. Mastery beats visibility. Trust beats noise. She started with one offering, a digital planner system designed specifically for overwhelmed parents. $20. Simple design, clear value. She mentioned it once in a parenting forum where she'd been active for years, not as an ad but as an answer to someone's genuine question. 3 people bought it the first day. Not because of marketing, because of trust. Because she'd shown up in that community for months, helping people, answering questions, being real. She'd built authority without even knowing it. Then came the first message that changed everything. A woman she'd never met wrote, "This actually works. I've tried 10 different systems, and this is the first one that fits my real life. Thank you for not making me feel like I need to be someone else to get organized." The transformation wasn't instant. It never is. But it was real. Over the next few months, she refined the product, added templates people actually requested, created a simple email sequence that delivered value before ever asking for a sale. She didn't have a website. She didn't have a brand. She had clarity and a deep understanding of the problem she was solving. Sometimes growth doesn't look like progress. It looks like staying. Like showing up in the same space, serving the same people, getting better at one thing instead of chasing 10. Her workspace was still her kitchen counter, but it no longer felt like chaos. It felt like possibility. The hustle culture influencers would call her strategy too slow, too small, too quiet. But by the end of 6 months, she'd made $12,000, not life-changing money, but life-shifting money. Enough to pay off debt. Enough to prove the concept. Enough to know this wasn't luck. She expanded carefully. Added a mini-course teaching her meal planning system. Then a template pack for home organization. Each product built on the authority she'd established in the previous one. Each one solving a problem she'd already solved for herself. What helped her most wasn't just the tools, though tools mattered. She'd tested several platforms before finding ones that actually worked for someone without a tech background. Canva Pro made design accessible. A simple email service kept her connected to customers without overwhelming her. A basic Shopify trial let her test paid products without commitment. But what really helped was realizing she didn't need permission to start small. She didn't need a perfect website or a massive following or a business degree. She needed clarity on who she was serving and confidence that her knowledge had value. This isn't a promotion, just something that made the path a little lighter. If you're building something from home and struggling with the same questions, I'll leave the links below. Not because you need them, but because they might help. Disclaimer: this content is for educational purposes only and does not replace consultation or assistance from a professional. Always consult a qualified professional for any questions related to finance, business, or investments. The real shift wasn't in her income, it was in her identity. She stopped apologizing for wanting both. Both the life she'd built and the ambition she'd buried. Both the presence with her family and the projects that made her feel alive. Both the ordinary days and the extraordinary possibility. Home authority gave her permission to be multidimensional, to be a mother and a business owner, to be content and ambitious, to be enough and still want more. The guilt didn't disappear overnight. Some days it still crept in, whispering that she should be doing more for her kids, less for herself. But she'd learned to answer back. I'm showing them what it looks like to build something, to value your own expertise, to create instead of just consume. That's not selfish. That's modeling. By the end of the first year, her small collection of digital products was generating consistent monthly income. Not millions, not even 6 figures, but enough to change how she thought about money, work, and her own capability. She'd proven that home authority beats hustle culture, not because it's louder, but because it's sustainable. Not because it scales faster, but because it scales truer. Not because it impresses everyone, but because it serves someone deeply. The businesses that last aren't always the ones that explode. They're the ones that root. She thought about all the hours she'd spent comparing herself to people with different lives, different resources, different paths. All the energy wasted believing she needed to be somewhere else, someone else, before she could begin. The authority was always there. In the problems she'd solved, in the systems she'd built, in the ordinary magic of making a household run, day after day, with creativity and grit. She just needed to see it. Then came the messages. Women reaching out, not just to buy, but to share. To tell her they'd started their own small things. A budgeting course, a cleaning business, a consulting service. All from home, all built on authority earned through living. She realized she wasn't just building a business. She was part of a quiet revolution. A pushback against the narrative that success requires sacrifice. That growth requires grinding. That authority requires credentials. Home authority says, you already have what you need. You just need to see it clearly and offer it honestly. When she poured her coffee the next morning, it was still hot. Not because her life had gotten easier or quieter, but because she wasn't rushing anymore. She wasn't chasing someone else's version of success. She was building her own, slowly, intentionally. From home, the kitchen counter still doubled as her workspace. The calendar still filled with school pickups and doctor's appointments. The laundry still piled up. But now there was something else too. Purpose that fit into the life she already loved. Income that came from impact. Authority that didn't require her to be anyone other than who she already was. This is what beating hustle culture actually looks like. Not louder, quieter, not faster, deeper, not everywhere. Right here. Tell us what part of her story resonated with you most and where you're watching from. Your journey might just inspire the next one. Tell us which country or city you're watching from. See you in the next video. Bye.